I'm just going to start out with a Bible verse, and that's, if anyone boasts, I love God, and goes right on hating his brother or sister, think nothing of it, he is a liar. If he won't love the person he can see, how can he love the God he can't see? The command we have from Christ is one. Loving God includes loving people. You have to love both. And that's according to the Message, and that's 1 John 4:20 through 21. And as Christians, I think we should consistently strive to serve others, to serve God, and to love people. And I think like loving people involves not like turning a blind eye when they're in trouble. So, and like especially with the problems in our world, like we can't just like build up a wall and think that we'll be okay. Like we have to like consistently like go into the world because we're not of it, but we're like in it. So we have to like work for it. So when considering the impoverished nation of El Salvador, spreading the gospel and the love of Christ is absolutely essential. Before I like go crazy in depth with what I'm going to say about El Salvador, I want to give you a few facts about El Salvador. They use the United States currency. The capital is San Salvador. It's bordered by Guatemala, Honduras, and the Pacific Ocean, which means surfers from like all over the world go to El Salvador. And there's like volcanoes too that are like erupting. And when I went, they had like craters where volcanoes used to be, where you can now swim. So it's really cool. And El Salvador's like really pretty. It regularly faces challenges of poverty, natural disaster, because it's like some kind of fault line, something, I don't know. But they have earthquakes, and then crime and gang activity is also like a really big thing. And then coffee is the main export. Like they have a lot of other things, but coffee is the main thing. And then the pupusa, it's this like thick tortilla, which they fill with like refried beans, or just like cheese or chicken, stuff like that. It's a traditional dish, so if you go there, like everybody's gonna eat it, everybody's gonna rave about it. I've had it, I didn't love it, but it's alright. It's because it's not like our American tortilla, it's like super bland, but it's alright. The history of El Salvador now. So like a long time ago, like 1900, 1800, something like that. No, just kidding, not that. Before then, like 400. Like these really like urban groups had it, and then the Spanish seized control in 1528, forcing the native people to become their servants. And then El Salvador gained back their independence in 1821, but their full independence wasn't achieved until 1841. And economic inequality led to a civil war in 1980. And it lasted 12 years, so it ended in 1992. But the after effects are still like affecting El Salvador. There's still a very divided social class. The civilians no longer trust police forces and political figures. Like there's no trust between them. And criminal activity overwhelms the country. The population is approximately 2 million, but 10 to 15 people are murdered every day. Typical crimes that occur is like robbery, extortion, assault, home invasion, car theft, stuff like that. Thousands of gang members, they're all from like MS-13 and M18. Those are the main gangs that rule. And El Salvador, according to UNICEF, has the world's highest homicide rate for children and youth, and that's like give or take on a day. If that's between El Salvador and Honduras, they both battle it out. But according to Carla Castillo, 58% of children are fleeing El Salvador to escape from violent gangs, so that they're not like forced to be in the gang. She also says that the gangs are trying to recruit children. If children don't join the gang, then they kill them. It's really sad. They recruit them by using force, such as beatings, gang rape, and murder. Children are fleeing to America in hopes of being sheltered, but most are sent back. And like a few have been like welcomed and they've been like put in our system, but more than half have been sent back to the situation that they fled from. And then for the children that remain in El Salvador, what is life like? Well, according to the Human Rights Watch, approximately 5,000 children perform child labor. So like that's a lot of kids doing like really arduous labor tasks. And the children that don't do that, where their parents, like a lot of the fathers who are in gangs, they abandon their children, they abandon their families. So the kids are left, because the moms have to work now, so the moms go to work and the kids care for their younger siblings every day. When I was there, the kids, they like, are like taking their little brother and sister, like carrying them. These kids are so small, and they're carrying their like brother and sister like down the street, like they're basically the parents of the kids. The children often like have to like make the meals, cook, clean, like everything that a parent like should provide for the kids have to do themselves. Though many children are being aided through various organizations such as like Catholic social services and Christian missionaries, it's absolutely imperative that Christians remember to keep El Salvador in prayer. Though children, adolescents, and adults experience many difficulties, God is moving among the people of El Salvador, and He's restoring it as a country of the Savior.
Good job.